Except for the Virtus annual podcast.
Is it annual? Did we make it annual? Shit.
What's the Virtus annual?
Hey guys, welcome to the Virtus Christmas podcast. It's currently the 23rd of December. We're sitting here with...
We're not making gravy.
We are not making gravy. That was 2 days ago. Gravy was made. Gravy was delicious. It doesn't taste the same, but we'll get there.
Give your love to Angus.
Give your love. Always give your love to Angus. Today I sat down with the amazing crew of Tommy Turlack, Keandra Patterson, Kate Wormel, Jess Ryan, and Jared Pulsar, and we had
is it Jess or Jessica?
Oh wow!
Official name.
This should be an intro.
I got my full name.
Well, you just ruined the intro.
I'm not Tommy.
But that's okay. Shut up. Tommy T _ if you guys are looking for love or photos. We sat down and talked about all things 2017, all things 2018. We talked about life. We talked about love. Tommy T _ at Instagram if you're looking for it. And yeah, we just had a really cool chat. If you guys are on your way to family or if you're driving, make sure you're on CarPlay or hands-free. That would be great. If you've got a couple of hours before you hang out and enjoy Christmas with your family, we thought we'd record a little something for you guys to listen to and something to enjoy, and as a chance for you all to reflect on an amazing 2017 that it has been, and the 2018 that is right around the corner. If you did enjoy the podcast, if you have been enjoying the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, jump on Podbean, jump on iTunes, jump on Instagrams, Facebooks.
Yeah.
Tell someone to listen.
My mum listens now. She listens more than me.
Your mum's the best though.
She's the best.
But
Shout out to Debbie.
shout out to Debbie Turlack if you're listening. You are a 12 out of 10. 12 out of 10 human. I don't know how you ended up with Tom, but you did good. You did real good.
1 2/10 is a mixed number. There you go.
That's confusing. That's all very confusing for me.
Teacher.
Such a teacher. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, load up on it. The greatest gift you can give this Christmas is the Virtus podcast. So without further ado, let's roll. My personal and business goal is to be just a little bit better every day. I believe everyone, especially normal people, have a story to tell. The Virtus podcast exists to help us all find small ways of consistent improvement by discussing the journey and experiences of each of our guests.
How do you get revved up for it?
I get super nervous for a podcast, so I don't actually get revved up. I just sit here shaking for 2 to 3 minutes and then eventually press record.
That's
and then
why I tried to do Christmas carols to help calm you down.
Christmas carols would not have helped.
I reckon try just turning on recording and just starting, and then alright, now I'm starting once you're comfortable and you're
I'm not comfortable yet. I'm nervous.
Just keep talking.
Has your consumption of gin increased since you've been podcasting?
Significantly. I am now 90% gin.
Direct correlation with when the podcast starts.
You can track it easily.
Is that causation or?
Causation is directly related to. It's directly correlated with it. At the
So
moment.
many maths terms already.
I know.
Just trying to sound smart.
Guys,
I'm so nervous. I'm just going to hug myself. That's me, Wallace.
welcome to the podcast. We're doing something a little bit differently today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 humans in the building because
It's getting hot in here.
6 peanuts.
a little bit of a Christmassy podcast. We thought we'd sit down and chat a couple of days before Christmas, so when everyone gets sick of their families, they have something to listen to. Or
To this family.
Yeah, listen to this absolute rubbish, and then then you can sit there and think that maybe your family isn't that dysfunctional if you've got all of us here. So what we're going to do is we'll introduce everyone that's here. We're going to go around the little circle we've got going on, and I want you guys to elevator pitch who you are. You got 20 seconds. Go, Pulsey.
Why me first?
Because you're right in front of me.
Okay. I'm Jared, Pulsey, Moo, amongst other names. Yeah, that'll do.
What do you do, mate?
I've been on the podcast before. I don't need to introduce myself.
Go back and listen.
Go
back and listen.
For new listeners.
What number?
4, 5?
4, 5?
Podbean's deleted that.
That's on
So
Podbean.
we need to know who you are.
Yeah.
You're a lord. You interviewed me a couple of weeks back.
Oh, yeah, too, yeah. Third time on the podcast, so if you want to know more, go back and listen.
I'm Jess, newest person at Virtus.
Second newest.
Second
Page.
newest, part of the furniture.
Yeah.
I'm part of the furniture at Virtus now. Yeah.
If you were furniture, what would you be?
That's a good question.
That answer could tell us a lot about who you are.
I know, I was going to say chair. I don't want to sit on me.
A doormat.
I will be an ottoman.
I was going to say ottoman.
Yeah.
Because you can be a chair, but you can also be a table.
Oh.
Versatile.
Why don't we do
Like
both?
Jess.
Versatile. I'm
Fold out
versatile and
sofa bed.
adaptable. Like a chair.
Why did you decide to leave your job and join Virtus?
Is this a quick intro?
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick. Wasn't happy at my last job and it was taking away from all of my values.
What? So you're saying that you weren't happy and you changed things, and now are you happy?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, so Virtus makes me happy.
Stop it. Kate, talk to us. Who are you?
Okay, I'm 28. I like long walks on the beach
And rhyming, apparently.
Who doesn't?
and rhyming and gin and dogs.
Perfect. And now you can get into over 28s clubs. Like, is that something that you've been hanging out for the last 6 to 10 years?
Pretty much, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, my life is now complete.
You're there.
Yeah, I've made it, everyone.
I'm KP, Keandra, Jane Patterson. Jane with a Y, Jayne. Just to let you know.
For those playing at home.
Date of birth.
If you're sitting there writing it down.
Patterson 1 T. Don't do 2 T's in
Thanks,
Patterson.
Wallace.
Mitch Row always gets it wrong. Yeah, I'm KP.
Cool. Tommy, tell us something fun.
I'm the one responsible for getting Lachlan into gin.
You're the worst.
For, I don't know, ruining everyone else for gin now. It's just destroying it.
No, I'm not.
I'm also the one that got him into Little Dragon, which is also trying to kill, like... I don't know, I feel like I have an influence on you at the moment.
You are. I'm enjoying it. Got me
Good
into...
or bad? Out of 10.
Overwhelmingly... 40,
Zero
42.
being bad.
42.
Zero being bad.
It's overwhelmingly positive, right? Because you've helped me find other things that I am passionate about and that I love doing. And someone said to me that I have an addictive personality.
I would agree with that.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah. I didn't mean to hesitate.
Chet?
I feel like that was said 5 minutes ago.
No. Well, Kate said that
Off the record.
Kate said that I have ADHD.
I
Which
retracted that statement.
you retracted?
Oh, that's now on the record. Uh-oh.
Is that socially responsible for you to tell me that I have ADHD?
That's why she pulled it back.
Well, I retracted it. I'm my own publicist.
Hey, you can't.
Oh, shit.
So we've all had a pretty big year, being 2017, 360, 50 something days in. 60? I don't know. What has been your guys' biggest moment? Single biggest moment for 2017? Jess, hit me.
Ooh. First off the bat. Biggest moment? It probably wasn't a specific moment. It would be a week. I think biggest week for me, I left 2 jobs, finished placement, finished uni, and then started a new job the next week. So that was really big in terms of change and sort of an era coming to an end and then starting a new one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Big year of change.
Yeah, that's cool. KP, what's been your biggest moment? Yes, I asked you because you got a mouthful of ice.
I have eyes in my
Not
mouth.
ice water.
Can't believe I
Um,
invited you.
You knew I put ice
Dead air.
myself just then.
It's good.
And I
That's why you did it.
Let's not edit
and
this
that's why
out
now it's
at all.
That is just good leading a
I had
podcast.
to spit into the glass. My biggest moment would have been. Was that the question?
Yes.
My first day at my new job this year. I got my first teaching job, and it was just. I got a job in primary school. I'd never worked in primary school before. Never done plays. I did plays.
You went to primary school.
I went to primary school. That was a long time ago. I was secondary trained, so then to get a job in primary, I was like, I have no idea what I was doing. And being out on my own in primary school, you're the only PE teacher, so you don't really have anyone to go for help. I went to my assistant principal all the time. He always, every answer, there's a joke now between us, is, I don't know. So I go to him knowing I'll get it. I don't know. But yeah, getting a job, biggest moment.
Awesome. That's really cool. It's awesome. Policy.
I'll have my eyes
We've
on
had
it.
two humans who are relatively fresh into what they're doing.
Yeah,
You've,
I'll probably.
You're a veteran.
I've probably peaked. I turned 30 this year, so I'm over the hill in terms of what I can do in the world. No, just kidding. Biggest thing in my... I actually bought a block of land.
Hey.
Yeah, this year, which is cool. Getting into land ownership. I think at this stage, I might be able to afford a veranda like from JD on Scrubs.
Yes. That's amazing.
At one point, or maybe a tent,
Yes.
maybe. So me and my partner Jess have been scoping out like Ray's outdoors and stuff for high quality tents. So at one point, we might be able to put a tent on our land. But that's exciting.
Spot for gay seniors to come and dance and hang out.
Don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. It's not zoned for that anyway. So
it's not?
No, unfortunately not.
What's with red tape? What's with red tape ruining everything?
No, I know.
That's pretty,
Bureaucrats. Don't get me started.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, no, it was exciting. Yeah, very thankful for Jess and being with her, able to afford and get into the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Really cool.
How long do you have to wait till you can build your veranda?
But yeah,
Plans perfect.
at the moment we drove past. It's still a paddock. There's like a couple of horses still on it. So I'm going to be saying 12 to 18 months before we can get close to building, which is good because it gives me an opportunity to save some more money.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Awesome.
yeah.
Kate?
Oh, my whole year's been a moment and it's all been big. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Play on.
Continue.
But you're rolling now, right?
Yeah.
Kicking goals.
Kicking.
Superstar.
Kicking straight goal.
Tommy!
I don't think it's like an individual moment. We're probably travelling this year. Like I was away for nearly 2 months. America, so Canada for Danny and Sarah's wedding, and then a month and a half in America, and then London for a week. So just lots of travelling. Came back with just like, I don't know, a lot of different thoughts on what I want to do next and what's going to happen, and yeah, just a big kind of like
That's
growing
cool.
up kind of.
Growing up, yeah, you came back and you're like, I think I want to buy a house.
Oh, well, I thought about it, and I'm like,
That's silly.
And that's a bad thing? I just said that was my big moment and you just trashed me.
No,
Hey,
but
come on.
growing up.
Just buy land. Buy land and build a veranda.
No, it was just a
Thanks. I might just let myself out now.
No, but it was just funny to have him come back, and it was like one of the first things he said. He's like, I think I want to buy a house.
yeah, I was like, weird that like travelling like made me think about growing up, but then I also like that lasted a little bit. I was like, no, I want to travel.
And then you get back to
It's
real
weird when
world.
you come back from travelling and go, I want to buy a house, because buying a house kind of locks you into that one
Yeah,
spot.
it wasn't so much
Travelling-
like I want to buy a house. It was just like, okay, maybe I'm ready for that kind of growing up, settling down, being a proper adult.
How old are you now?
I am 26.
Oh, treat yourself. Good for you.
No, don't do the adulting thing.
Nah.
Again, I'm right here, guys.
But different. Like, I'm single, like all those kind of things, different circumstances. But it's like I don't know. there's
Shockingly
so many things-
single. Like,
Did you hear that, ladies?
shockingly single.
Yeah.
Like if,
Tell me
if
your 1-800 Tommy T.
just follow him, Tommy T _ on Instagram for some rad shots and some pretty
very
photos.
red, which you can't see.
He could be your Insta boyfriend that you've been wanting for all of these years.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can
Isn't that what
have
girls want, a
photos.
photographer boyfriend?
Yeah.
You're my Insta boyfriend,
It's pretty much true.
You're not wrong.
and I love it.
But yeah, it was more just like, okay, it was just a time to think about what's next. Is it settle down? Is it be an adult? Is it a because I still probably want to go live overseas, I want to do so many things. It was like, all right, what's the next chapter look like?
So what have you decided? What is the next
I
chapter?
think I do want to go live overseas, but
Shit, yeah.
Where?
I don't know where. I think it would be
Stereo.
We played that.
Tyab?
We went 1, 2, 3.
Thailand.
You could come live in Tyab with me.
I don't know. So
Phillip Island.
A house school.
I've been to America 6 times in 5 years.
Which is huge. Yeah,
I like
it has to be the America.
I do like
right?
America. I have an affinity with New York, and I really like it. But I would only move for career or like opportunities. It wouldn't just be for the sake of moving. So,
But if you move for the sake of moving, you could get there and
It's
career
true.
opportunity could come.
so I will just keep my ears and eyes open for things popping up.
That's cool.
I've got a friend that just moved back to America. I've got a friend which I'm meeting later today after this podcast who's in London, who's just opening chain of cafes, so he's
Sick.
interested. So there's things happening and like people that I'm talking to about stuff. So just being ready for whatever things thrown at me, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
How about you lot?
Oh, damn it. I've had 2 big moments this year. Moment number 1, I've had 3 big moments. I'm going to steal all the moments. I was thinking
We had
about...
to pick one.
We had this chat in our team lunch yesterday, and everyone gave their moments, and I gave the obnoxious answer of this moment because it's magical and it's fleeting and it's the present. But
Literally saying the same thing.
good.
I think a tumbleweed just rolled past
Yeah.
the door. I'm not sure.
So I gave an obnoxious, sarcastic answer yesterday, but my 3 big moments is there was one day early in the year where I was sitting in my office and I had printed out all of the bills I had to pay, and there was a few $1,000s more bills than there was money in the bank, and that was like I was just sitting there going, "Fuck, I don't know if I can do this." And then the other half of that was a little bit before Jess started doing part of the payroll stuff. And it was a while before that, but I had a bunch of bills in front of me, and then I paid them, and there was more money in the bank than there were bills I had to pay earlier in the year, if that makes sense. So that was a nice feeling. That was super cool to have that. And then the other moment that kind of adds on to that is I was sitting there listening to a podcast talking about growing businesses, and the guy from Intrepid Travels, the Adventure Fit radio podcast, if you guys haven't listened to it, get around it because it's awesome. The guy from Intrepid Travel was talking about him and his business partner set a minimum travel time for them, 3 months, because they love travel. They were starting a business, right? So they were going to set a maximum, but they ended up setting a minimum because they realised that was the thing that allowed them to grow their business, because they were able to delegate and handball off and things like that. And I think about 4 or 5 days later, much to KP's excitement, I booked a 6-week trip to South America, which at the time, if I went then, I wouldn't have been able to leave the gym and leave Virtus by itself, but that has made me hire Jess, hire Coop, hire Mum to do a lot more admin stuff, and hire Mitchie, or get Mitchie to do a lot more of the back of house stuff. And now our whole team's kind of rolling, which is cool. And I genuinely don't think I have to be there all the time for it to be growing, which is a crazy, scary, exciting kind of thing for me. Having only been in business for 2 years and 14 months or so by myself, it's a cool feeling. So that's been my moment. That was those 3 moments were kind of accumulate into what's made 2017 so amazing and what's made me so excited for 2018.
Do you know, that's funny that's a different answer to what you said last night.
What was my answer last night?
Also with
your
alcohol
moment.
involved.
You had 3 last night when I asked you. Your first one was yesterday, Christmas lunch.
They were a little bit more
The better
superficial
stuff.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still a different answer.
Getting deep
Now
on
you
this
touched on
podcast.
something, yeah.
It's meaningful.
Yeah.
And the other one was you on top of a mountain in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Butt naked.
It's still travel related, yeah. He said, butt naked looking out at the glacier. And then the other one was top of Stairway to Heaven in Hawaii.
Naked.
Which...
common thing.
Yeah.
you did get naked.
Yeah, I did. No, that's fair. Well, I
All
think.
girls that were like, don't look yet, turn around. As they got up there too.
Yeah, that happened. But I don't know. It's an interesting, I guess, insight, because if I sat here now and like listening to you guys all talk about yours, they're the 3 things that I keep thinking about in terms of work. And I guess I'm in my office, so I'm probably in a work headspace. But they're the things that allow me to stand on top of more mountains nude. and stuff.
Why the nude?
Why the nude? It's a good feeling. It's an amazing feeling.
Is it?
If you
If you got a body like Wallace.
True.
Man, you're biased in this
You saw that booty stain in his
I don't
Santa
fucking
pajamas.
really, I don't want it.
It's yours if you do.
Tell me to.
I don't know. It's an interesting one because I did a couple of standing on top of a mountain nude photos last year. I think I did the first one with Butters. Butters, shout out, great man. Actually did one first. We went to Mount Oberon in Wilson's Prom for sunrise, and Butters like, can you take a photo? And I'm like, shit, yeah. And he got his glutes out and treat yourself. And then I'm like, oh, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. Jumped in, did it. I made just
Broke the internet.
yeah, broke the internet. It's just an amazing. It's genuinely just an amazing feeling. Like the social media side is like secondary. Like
Yeah.
it's funny and it gets good reaction, and then
Everyone loves it. They're like, oh, I was waiting for that, or I was expecting
that's
to happen.
that's
or-
that's what I was gonna say. Like we
You're
did.
calling now.
We did that one. I've done one in a while. We
I'm
did that
expecting
one.
a Virtus calendar at some point of all the shots.
Hey.
He's going to do an exhibition of the nude with me. Of his.
We're gonna have to go travelling, and we should do it.
Oh no, we have to go try to Dan.
Good.
Twist my arm.
Bummer. All right, fine, we'll do it.
If I have to.
Butts and Virtus.
And then I did one. I did a couple in Tassie early this year, and then did a couple in New Zealand. The New Zealand one was extra special because we're on top of a mountain looking at Mount Cook, which is the tallest mountain in New Zealand, with glaciers all around us. We were the only two there. Like we'd hiked all day, and we're sitting there, and we both did it. And it was just like you just stand there for like 5 minutes, like freezing bits off, but it was an amazing feeling. So if you guys haven't done it, and everyone listening, if you haven't stood naked in a cool spot, just do it.
It's liberating.
It's liberating is the perfect word. It's spot
Is
on.
it like the skinny dip? Is it like?
It's different.
Like that feeling
Skinny
of
dip,
freedom.
yeah,
that's
it is a feeling of freedom, but you can kind of hide a little bit in a skinny dip. Nothing. Yeah, nothing's. Well, there you go. It's a metaphor for life, right? Stand on top of a mountain, open yourself up to the world, and be vulnerable. Don't know if I would use that language again.
Can we put that on a poster?
Make a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Or a billboard.
Can we please do that on the billboard?
100%.
Like off Peninsula Link coming in from Mornington.
100%. What do you guys? So obviously 2017 has been huge. What is your focus or goal or aim, or what do you want to do in 2018 that didn't happen this year? Kate, talk to me.
She's just looking at the gym. There is, obviously you can't see because of the podcast, there
Can
is
you repeat
about
the question?
9 bottles of gin on a shelf in Lockie's office.
What do I want to do this year that I didn't? No, what do I want to do
10,
next year that I didn't do
10,
this
11. Yeah, exactly.
Learn more, have more fun, go more places.
Lame. Dig deeper, mate.
We're all friends. Come on.
What do you learn about?
Everything.
Where do
She
you
wants this podcast to be done.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Italy, London, Portugal.
Awesome. When?
Why?
Have you booked
September. No.
it? Amazing. Why there then, and why there?
September, just timeline, work line, lifeline wise.
Good.
Logistics. Italy, I want to make pasta on a cliff top.
Awesome. Naked?
Naked.
Roping yourself
We
into
can aim
the
for it though, because
world.
pasta's messy.
Yeah.
Probably clothes.
Oh, if you do that naked, like, amazing. Best. That would be the best thing.
You're only cooking pasta. Everyone's like, what are you doing?
You just don't take any clothes
This is how we do it in
What
Australia.
he said.
This is how we do it in Virtus.
And then I just spotted out the door.
Off the cliff.
Here's what we should put on a t-shirt. WWWD. What would Wallace do? And Wallace would cook that pasta naked. But it would be me
He'd also
goring.
end up in the hospital with like burns on things.
I just have ice ready. And frozen water.
Why Portugal?
Don't know, just a feeling.
I have heard
It's cool.
really good things about
Good beaches.
A lot of good
Very
beaches.
good
Friends
beaches.
been there.
Yeah.
Just something different. And London to see one of my really good friends that moved there a couple of years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See?
Pulse.
What's 2018 look like for you? 0.6.
Yeah, Wallace is trying to make me work for Virtus, but I keep shutting that down quickly.
We'll get there.
We'll get there at one point.
That's
It's on the record.
Heard it here.
Heard it here first.
I can't afford him at the moment, seriously, that's why.
Yeah. 2018. Just looking to continue to grow as a person, as Kate said, learn new things. But I have a goal of getting back into running a bit more vehemently and maybe have a crack at Melbourne Marathon next year. Try and break that elusive 3:30 barrier or that carrot
Yeah.
having
that's
dangled it
amazing.
in front of me. So hopefully everything goes to plan and I can have a decent crack at that at October.
That's awesome.
Which would be cool, and then maybe look to get into the triathlon game again a bit more, but we'll see how we go. But those are very individual goals for me. So
I did ask you. So
Yeah,
that's pretty fair.
yeah, but thanks, Lucky. No, those
Just double checked.
Yeah.
those are probably my goals in terms of what I want to do next year. But
Super cool.
yeah, just continue on the same trajectory as what I've been doing this year. Just build on what's been happening. So all good.
It's all happening. Good from you.
Yeah.
KP,
What was the question?
what does 2018 look like for you? What do you want to happen?
Hearing Pulsey just talk about Melbourne Marathon, I've always said before I turn 25, I want to run a marathon.
Oh, that's
And
time's
I've
ticking.
turned 25 already and I haven't run a
Oh yeah,
marathon.
time's not ticking. Time's ticking.
So I failed that own little goal of my own. And every year I was like, yeah, I want to run a marathon, I want to run a marathon. I did a half marathon a few years ago. It was pretty good. So I reckon next year I want to do Melbourne Marathon as well.
Train with Bolsey.
Right. Yeah. We can just run on his block of land.
Yeah, up and down.
Around the horse at the moment.
That's cool.
There's a horse.
There's a horse on my block of land at the moment.
Name?
I don't know. That's not my horse.
Can you name it?
That's not my horse.
Can I name the horse? Probably.
Can we put Virtus branding on the horse?
Branding or just branding?
Right.
Okay, animal cruelty.
That's yeah.
Whoa.
If the RSPCA is listening, please turn off now.
No, don't please turn off. Like let us dig ourselves out of the
It's okay,
hole.
we haven't named where this land is yet.
It's not my horse. I got
Name it.
But it's your land.
That's super exciting.
yeah, no.
It's all happening. Jess?
2018 for me would be a year of consistency. So that's going to be my word of the year, consistency.
Ooh,
'cause-
good. Write that down. Put that on a t-shirt.
Write that down.
Consistency.
That'll be a very boring t-shirt.
Hey, what if you wore it every day for like a year?
It'd be consistent and I would have achieved my goal.
It would also be very smelly.
It would. Yeah, so this year I've had a lot of change. I feel like I've been up, down, up, down, up, down. So next year, massive goal for me would just be to continue to tick the boxes every day, be really consistent with all aspects of life, whether it be social, wealth, relationships, business, training, health, fitness, all of that, be consistent with all of it and not have to be all or nothing.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Seeing you, working at Virtus. Consistency is exactly what I'll need next year from you, so thank you.
Brilliant.
Great answer. Tommy, what's happening next year? What are you going to pull the trigger on? What are you going to...
Yeah. I don't know. I think obedience is a big thing for me, so remaining obedient to things and opportunities that pop up.
When you say obedient, and I've talked to you about this before, but
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Podcast 13, I think.
Yeah.
15.
There's the plug.
Was it 15? See. So obedience is like, for me, it's faith driven. So if things pop up, I feel like it's been put there for a reason. It's from God. It's for a reason. So like assessing situations and being obedient to like opportunities as they arise. So sometimes, so for instance, like in the podcast I talked about last time, there was an opportunity for me to move to New York for a really great job, high paying, like triple my pay, roasting coffee, doing these amazing things, but I just had no peace about it and just couldn't get on board. So I just had to be obedient and just give it up, even though it's what I wanted on paper. But I just had to be obedient to the situation. And Common Folk is where I was supposed to be, and Mornington where I was supposed to be this year. So being obedient to situations, and I think next year it might look like doing some side projects. So there's potential to start making gin. There's potential to start doing. But there's potential to do some more sort of side projects and kind of like create some passive income and others like businesses, and I'm all talk and I have been a lot of the time before this, so I think it's a year of like doing stuff.
So you mean
Action.
Year of
like
action.
living by your values and integrity in a bit? It's like
Yeah, for
sticking by
sure.
What you say you're
For
gonna
sure. Yeah, so my integrity and my values is like being obedient to God and the situations I feel like that have been placed in front of me, opportunities to be taken, as opposed to just like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's so easy to take the option that looks good as opposed to like, is this right for me in the situation, and is it long term?
I like that. I like that in red. That's how much I like it. I like that a lot. And like,
Yes or yes in red?
yes or yes in red. So that's something I struggle with a lot, is not just doing. And I guess we're probably opposite in that point, where you sit and wait for, or not wait for things to happen, but you're not the let's just try it and throw shit at it all and hope it happens. Like you rejig my quote, my favourite quote. What did you...
So my version is do it shit today instead of tomorrow.
Play on.
Which is, what is the real quote?
The real quote is, an imperfect plan violently executed today is better than a perfect plan executed next week.
I feel like mine's a bit more snappy.
It is snappier. It would fit better on a t-shirt, but you're right. Like, that's the... Yeah.
Yeah, whereas my view is kind of opposite. It's like, and probably to some detriment because nothing's actually happened. So like, me sitting idle and thinking about things, having all these thoughts and not doing anything, like, not really getting anywhere with it. So I think this next year is probably a year of action and like, all right, try it, fail, see how you go.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at
Just
least you've
stop.
given it a
Why
crack.
not?
Just do it, right? You're right Nike all the time.
That's why Nike's better than Adidas.
It's Nike,
Game
not
over.
Adidas.
Bikey.
Can you give up your affiliation with Adidas, please?
Maybe.
Don't do it.
Do that.
Oh, jeez.
What is good about Adidas? Point it out to me.
Clothing.
Well,
apparel.
Kate's
Other
wearing
than
it.
those like big logo shirts, they're like my favourite part of Adidas. Other than that, like, or Stan Smiths maybe.
Oh, yeah. They're the worst part of it. See, that's why you like Nike,
Nah,
because you
they're
like
cool.
Stan Smith.
Or the James Harden Player Edition, the first edition of those.
I
That's
don't-
literally the only three things
You're
I like
currently
about Adidas.
wearing camouflage socks with a pink tick on it. So it looks like you just got
Nike.
pink tick.
I'm unsponsored. Nike shoes and Virtus tee. Like,
Yeah, play on. And that is the nice...
This is a big thing, alright. So, like, brand, if you're gonna wear a brand, wear one brand.
I got
Like,
Nike and Nike
can you
today.
please not
Proud of me.
wear Adidas socks with Nike shoes?
Does that bother you?
Oh,
It's
so
nice.
much!
I'm wearing 5 different brands.
You can wear not competing brands. I think you can wear different brands. But
You can wear different brands,
but you
as long as
can't
you're competing.
Yeah,
So
correct.
Nike socks with Adidas shoes,
Wrong.
or vice versa, you cannot do it!
I was doing that the other day.
No.
I had
Whereas you
Adidas.
can wear snake-hole socks with shoes because they don't make shoes.
Shout out to the Snake Oil Boys.
Right?
Ding.
I had Nike socks on the other day with Adidas
I-
shoes.
Yeah.
When Tommy was
Brand
having
doesn't
the brand.
matter.
Tom was having the brand. And I'm like, Tom, look at this.
Brand
And it's just like,
affiliation, just get on board.
They're all made in the same
Oh.
sweatshop shops by
No,
the same
Nike doesn't have
people.
sweatshops anymore. Don't
Oh,
smash the
anymore.
brand.
Yeah,
Get out.
alright, mate.
Get out. They're one of the most socially responsible now.
Prove it.
Get on board. Read a thing. I'll find you.
I read a book.
No, read the garment articles about like who's socially responsible in garment making.
Yeah, alright.
Get on board.
Alright.
Nike is
Well-
doing really good things.
We'll link that up in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what we can find. I don't know. I just...
You know who's bad?
To be honest?
Industry.
Yeah, really?
Industry like clothing.
Eat a bag of dicks
Bad.
industry.
Don't buy industry. I can't.
So-
I have like 2 shirts. I was like, I can't wear them anymore.
To all the
Cotton's really
mums,
bad.
Cotton's
dads,
bad, it's
sisters,
There's a whole
brothers,
list.
aunties, uncles buying presents today,
Don't buy industry.
don't buy
nothing.
industry.
My
Apparently-
Virtus merch.
Buy
We just got a new.
Yeah, there's some
My
new.
Virtus.
I'll this will be out like late Christmas Eve. So if you guys realise that you know what, I want Virtus merch, shoot me a text and I'll be down at Virtus Monday morning on Christmas Day, just ready to like sell merch.
Everything is about 200% markup though.
Yes, public holiday pricing.
Where's the tee you get for Virtus? Where's that made?
From AS Colour, who is a socially responsible.
Bam! Thanks Tommy
Yeah.
for saving me.
Yes.
They're very good.
Yeah,
New Zealand-based company. They're good.
yeah, awesome. So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, shout out, ding. Yeah, so I
Do you
don't
get
know.
money from this?
I honestly don't have a problem between
Sure.
like, whether I wear Nike shorts or Adidas stuff. I think, but I understand it.
Do you know
I
what I
understand.
mean?
You want to be consistent, right? You want to be
Like-
Jess's 2018.
I feel like aligned with a brand. Like I'm aligned with Virtus. Like
Yeah,
that is my brand.
yeah.
So I'm aligned with Nike. So why would I wear Adidas?
But
Crap?
what do Nike do for you?
But you're not wearing the Virtus shorts and you're wearing Nike. They're
No,
competition.
but that's
Make bit of shorts Virtus. Like that's my.
Where's the
that's
Virtus?
fair.
Same
That's fair.
Yeah. More shorts.
It's all about quality,
Also,
right?
they're Adidas shorts. So
Savage
dumb,
Tommy.
Nothing can't be improved.
right?
You're double negative.
Yeah.
That's
a good
cool.
quote.
What? What is something that if you guys could take one lesson or one like soundbite piece of advice out of what's happened in 2017, what would you say? What would you give, KP?
Ask the question again.
If you could give
Sorry, I was
one
thinking.
piece of advice to either future you or someone else to what you've learned in 2017, what would it be?
Really simple. Love yourself. And I know you'll appreciate that.
For those listening, KP.
Lucky than lucky.
Hey, true. KP and I've been working on that for a while, so that's good. That makes me happy. Pulse, Moo, Rook.
Many nicknames. One piece of advice out to the world. It's a tough one. Dead air, which is always good.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Allows people to listen and reflect.
Think about
Put an ad in
themselves.
there, it'd be fun.
Yeah, Nike ad or Virtus merch ad.
I'm just going to play this song.
Little dragon.
This is my favourite song for everyone else.
He's burning it.
And he's trying to murder it.
Yeah, I've heard this so
I
much.
hear it every day, I think.
I think his wallpaper on his phone is now the cover.
He's killed again.
He's killed another song.
He's a murderer.
There's nothing wrong with killing
Lock him up.
songs.
Lock him up.
Would be this or hooked on feeling?
I think
He actually skipped Hooked on a Feeling last night.
No!
He pushed skip. He didn't play it. It was the first song to come on and it was skip.
Lachlan!
I listened to it 12 times already that day.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I get scared that I'm killing songs, so I'm like, I really
You
like
listen to
skip.
a song 3 times, then get worried you're going to kill it.
I do. That's why Tommy Time has like over 450 songs now.
Yeah, I've got 700 in Virtus playlist.
which you stole from me anyway.
Yeah, I feel like the Virtus one is like a mix of policies and mine. Literally just
Get your own playlist.
And I got rid of all the rubbish and put all some good stuff in.
So what you basically added the avalanches, that's about.
Every single song that just
And a lot of the Gorillas
I
and
agree
a lot
with it.
and a lot of Fleetwood Mac. You
I
had like
Fleetwood Mac
3
in
Gorilla songs. Okay, 5.
I picked like the 5 good ones.
Yeah, 5. Put all.
The algorithm at the moment's playing double ups. I've noticed.
It's yeah. So if you
Because
work
we have double ups
of
between our
bands.
podcasts.
if you work
Podcast.
if you guys work for Spotify, can you sort out your algorithm so that if I have a playlist that has 700 songs and I press repeat or
Shuffle.
press shuffle, sorry, like I want it to play everything. All right, stop playing the same fucking 50 songs.
Yeah,
Probably because you
skip
overplay
50.
Hooked on a Feeling that it keeps coming up to the top.
Oh,
He really
Algorithm
likes
like
this
goes,
song. Let's play it
"Geez,
again."
this guy really likes this song for some reason. I don't know why, because it's alright.
Case in point.
It keeps putting it to the top. Like it's based on plays and
Yeah.
stuff as well.
Exactly.
It's not like an actual like pure shuffle. It's,
You know how at the moment Spotify's got the
this is an absolute fucking track though, right?
it's 10 out of 10.
Spotify has your top most played songs in 2017. Have you put that on yet?
Wait, yes, but here's the funny thing: it's not Hooked on a Feeling. It's not My Step.
What
So
is it?
Because it's like the Virtus Spotify.
correct, because I use the Virtus Spotify.
Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
I've done that a lot. Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be nice if they could combine Virtus and
I don't
what
know
I've
if the
listened
Sonos
to.
plays,
I don't think the Sonos plays work
which is
because
crap because like yours is exclusively Sonos. Like,
I'm generally listening to Sonos 90% of the time unless I have my special playlist on with KP.
right.
After dark.
This is a
Your
good,
mum
this is a good
listens to
segue.
this,
Top tracks. Top
Yeah.
tracks of 2017.
Do you want to go back to the previous question?
Yeah, let's finish the previous question. and we'll go to
Sorry,
top
guys.
tracks.
Pulse, you're up.
Jeepers.
I did.
What's the
You
answer?
gotta go with the segues, guys. This is just.
Yeah, what is this?
Sorry.
Do you have copyright to that? Because I don't know.
No, I've only played 15 seconds at a time.
I guess for me, going back to the previous question, what's one mantra or one thing I can take away or tell other people is I've done a lot of professional learning this year. I've been involved in a leadership kind of development course at work, and
And
I think
have excelled.
just being a lifelong learner in terms of just being open to learning new things and reading and listening to people's opinions. If everyone can take that on board, I think that would be really cool.
Spot on. I like that. That's good. Jess?
I'd probably say, I've said this to you before, just the quote of how we do one thing is how we do everything. So do everything well, do everything with kindness, do everything with love, similar to what KP was saying, like self-love. Love yourself so then you can love others. Because if you're beating yourself up over things, or if you're not being kind to yourself, or if you're not, patting yourself on the back when you do something well, how are you going to then put that out in the world and do that to other people?
I like that.
So start with yourself, and in terms of daily habits, daily routines, weekly ticking the boxes, whatever it is.
Hold
just
yourself
do it.
accountable.
Yeah, hold
to
yourself
what
accountable.
you say you want to do.
Yeah, if you say you can do something, do it. Wake up in the morning, make your bed. Stay hydrated, eat good food, tick all the little boxes.
It's the simple shit.
Yeah.
Sleep well.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
You don't sleep at all.
How's your sleep?
No, sleep's only I have a good 4 hours a night. You know that have you guys seen Elf? Surely, alright, if you haven't seen Elf, I hope you guys are all watching it in the next 2 days. But when he goes,
Christmas special.
did you sleep well last night? Yeah, I got a whole 40 minutes.
That is you.
That's been me a little bit.
Feels like me too.
Yeah, I don't know, but
But that's what everyone sees of you. What you're like at home is so different.
yeah, I'm a lot more. I'm a lot.
Yeah, what's looking like?
I'm a lot flatter at home
Give it a
sometimes.
chance.
He will get home from work. So I'll see him at work. I'll do VGT. I'll see him at work. He's so up and about, ADHD, Lockie, bouncing around at everyone. He gets home and he just crashes. Just won't talk to anyone. Won't do anything. Just sits there. He's on his phone or just wanting to watch How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, it's so different. And our housemates are just like, I didn't expect this from him.
Yeah.
Because when they first moved in, they're like, oh, see, Lockie's so up all the time. And then he comes home and they're like, is he okay?
Is that how you recharge?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
You're a solo recharge kind of person.
Goes
Yeah,
up, must come down.
yeah. Well, that's exactly it. Like I'm very people talk about extrovert and introvert, right? Introverts are people that get their energy from themselves and from recharging, and extroverts are people that get their energy from other people. I'm an extrovert from 5:30 a.m. till 8 p.m, 9 p.m, and then I just need I need to just chill the fuck out.
I'm exactly the same.
But I think people have lost the ability to do that. I think people have got this whole kind of FOMO kind of mentality that they need to be involved with other people to feel good about themselves too. I think it's stemmed from all social media kind of aspects that they need to be involved and something like that. I love nothing more than going to the couch and just reading a book and recharging, and that's the way I do it as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I struggle with it because a lot of people know me as that person, and a lot of people know me as that person that's.
You can be both. There's nothing wrong with that.
But people don't see that.
No, I wouldn't have picked that.
But then if I I remember we were at a friend's birthday a couple of months ago, and I'd had 4 big days. I'd had a Bucks party and I got there late, and I was just I didn't want to talk.
Just flat.
But I was enjoying being there, right?
Yeah.
I was still enjoying being there. And I think and I find that sometimes I get home and KP's up and about and ready to chat.
Because
Chat. How good chatting.
You like that?
Excellent.
That's because I've
I've
had that hour of just being home already.
Yeah.
Just sitting down, not doing anything.
And,
I forget that you haven't. And I'm like, yes, Wallace is home.
Wallace is playing.
Want to hear about his day and I want to chat.
That's funny.
It's spot on though. But when I think it's being
Tell me about your day.
hey. Yeah, it's I get home from a 13, 14, 15 hour day, I'm cooked, and KP goes, hey, how was your day today? And I'm like, good. I don't want to sit. I don't want to sit there and talk about it. And I think that something that we've both been getting better at lately is that awareness of when the other person wants to
Cues.
wants to talk, when it doesn't, and it's just that that awareness is really important. I heard a quote on a podcast the other day that I wrote down that I spoke about on a couple of the podcasts I've just recorded, which will be out about 7 or 8 weeks after this podcast. So I'm dropping this knowledge way earlier. The quote, and I paraphrase to make it a little bit more about me and about what I was doing, but a conscious relationship with my thoughts allows me to live a proactive life. Which means that if I'm consciously understanding that, you know what, I need rest time now, or I need me time, or I'm ready to get up and about, then I'm able to proactively create an environment or talk to the people around me about what's going on. So if I come home and KB, I just don't want to talk. I want to be with you. I want to hang out and sit down and chat and everything else.
It's gone to the well twice.
And then we can do that. Or if I get home and I'm up and about and you're not, like, I need to be okay with that.
But that
we need to be okay
goes
with that.
back to what KP just said, is looking after yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to take that, then everyone around you should be accepting of it.
And being honest, not taking it offensively if you don't talk.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of
We have a rule in our office. Sorry, Jess.
Wow.
No, wait.
No, talk to us, Paul.
You'd be more
What's your
interested.
rule?
No,
I really
no.
want to know your rule now.
No, we had a rule back in our office. If you were wearing a hoodie at work, that means that no one was allowed to talk to you if you had your hood
Ooh.
on.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
that's
I like
good.
that.
Yeah.
You just had like a shit class. You
Yeah.
It's really hot though.
You could just have a safe word.
Yeah.
You'd be sweating.
Yeah.
Just like have the hood on and like.
Or if someone
off.
hood or headphones, we know that like that person probably needs like
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes just to
Right.
be within their own thoughts, and they don't want to be interrupted, which
That's
I think
cool.
is pretty cool because then people understand that like they don't want to be chatted to or interrupted
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I really
it
like
makes
that.
it. It's
That's
good.
good. And as a teacher, you need that. You need to.
Yeah.
You need to get your thoughts straight before you have your next class, because you don't want to go to your next class shitty because your last class was shitty.
Yeah.
You need to have that fresh.
Well, and you don't know what's happened in anyone else's class. on
Yeah.
that day. Like,
Yeah.
Anything could have happened. Like so much stuff.
But other people might want to talk about it too, and they can go seek it out. But I'm one totally just to be in my own thoughts and
Work through it.
work through it that way rather than.
Kate wants to tell us what her future self needs to say.
I have a quote.
Jess had some stuff.
Yeah, we've just totally bypassed
Jess,
Jess.
Jess was talking. No, Jess, you go first.
Talk to us, Jess.
I love Jess.
Hang on, no, sorry.
Go past.
No.
I think going on what you were just saying is our ability to be able to communicate that with other people. So if we need, like I've done a fair bit of study, as I keep banging on about at work.
I read a book.
I read this book one time. No. So into masculine and feminine energy, and even like it's not essentially male versus female, because males have
And
feminine
we'll always
energy
win.
as well, and females have a lot of masculine energy as well. But a lot of the time, men need transition time between what they're doing. So if they like come home from work, or if they've just had something on, a tendency for females is to, you know, barrel you up with questions as soon as you walk in the door, or if you'll come straight into work, you'll have all
Listening.
women being like, "Oh, what do you need from me to do today?" Because feminine energy is this whirlwind of, you know, chaos. Whereas guys are like,
two
whoa,
ways
whoa,
I
whoa,
describe
whoa, whoa.
KP: whirlwind and chaos.
But it's a really cool feminine thing, and like we bounce off each other really well. So if we can, like as women especially, if we can understand that you guys need, and if you can communicate that to us of, okay, like babe, I need 10 minutes
Babe.
of my
Okay, babe.
10 minutes
What
is
is it?
babe.
Oh, who said babe?
10 minutes. 10
like-
minutes is plenty.
But if you can communicate, like I need 10 minutes when I come home from work to be by myself and to transition from work phase to have a shower to get into the space
9 minutes, Kathleen.
where like I can be what you need me to be tonight, or
Yeah.
whatever.
What you
Then
need me to be.
then we can be like, okay, he's walked in the door, it's this time, he's got 10 minutes to transition.
You've got 10 minutes.
And then
I'll
he's
set
all
my
right.
timer
Clock's
now.
ticking, mate.
That's even more.
This is an egg timer.
Be ready.
But it'll work really well, because then
But
after
really
10
nice
minutes,
time,
you'll be able to be like, okay, this is how my day was.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to set a question limit when I go to my mum's
Oh,
house.
that's good.
No way, you're just like counting on your fingers.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Like you've got 20, use them wisely. Don't come here to get peppered with
What a
questions.
trial. What have I
Like-
done?
That's what
Question limits.
TK said he does that on
With
our
kids.
red trips.
Yeah.
Is that where you got that from?
Oh, just a thing. Mum just peppers me with questions every time I go. So you got 20 questions.
Use
That's
them
all. Use them
wisely.
wisely.
If you guys,
I
He's
love
very
that.
generous.
Yeah, but she
That's a
doesn't
lot.
get the concept, so I kind of have to allow her to get those few.
Well, and like a follow-up. What a waste of
Yeah,
follow-up.
exactly.
What are you doing? Like,
Like, how was your day, Mum? That's one.
You useless.
good, next. So for all of you guys driving to your auntie's house or your
Try it.
your
Try
parents'
it.
house,
Family
try it.
Christmas.
Try it. Tell Aunt Gladys she's got 7 questions. She's not happy with the way you're living your life. Then whatever. I was going to say something rude then, but I decided against it.
Good.
But they say like
rated.
This is explicit. I assume. Well,
It's your after 9 o'clock style
People driving
podcast.
with
Yeah.
their
After dark.
yeah, if you're driving
Yeah.
with the kids in the car,
Any little
rewind and
bits,
then put
turn it
headphones on.
But it's funny because Alison Armstrong has a book called Understanding Women. It's
Read a
great.
book.
She's got a lot of other ones on men and women interacting
It's
with
the
each
best.
other. It's
Cam
the best.
and Lockie were raving about it the
It's
other day.
really good. Yeah, and in terms of understanding yourself and how you respond to things, it's amazing. But women, she calls it emptying the bucket. So women to be able to transition from their hectic day to a normal functioning member of society or normal functioning partner or sister or daughter or whatever tend to need to empty the bucket and just blurt it all out and empty it into the trash can. And if a guy can stand there and hold the bucket and listen to it, Alison Armstrong says that if guys generally can stand about 10 minutes of it, 15 if you're dating, and other than that it just goes boom straight over.
Because it's fresh, Tommy, you get it? Because you work harder when it's fresh, right?
Big time.
But otherwise, like, women can stand it. Like, we can talk to each other for hours and hours about the same thing, and it kind of goes round and round in circles. And then after a while, we'll be like, oh, okay, we've been talking about this for an hour.
And then you go back to it.
Whereas guys can't do it.
True. Good. I like that.
So it's interesting.
Awesome. Kate, 2017, what's it taught you?
Yeah, so I found a quote
Good.
that I really liked.
Research.
It
I hate
resonated.
Yeah.
And it was, you are... Oh, I'm going to change it.
This is a
It's a Kate original.
This is a paraphrase quote, Kate original.
So, you are going to be happy, said life, but first I will make you strong. And I thought that was nice. Emotionally and physically.
I love
So
that.
that's mine.
That's super cool.
Good.
You taught me something this year.
What was that?
No, well, you taught me how important it is to be kind to yourself first. And I think that's something that I've seen you do really, really well over the last couple of months. And to just focus on you and what you want and what you need and what helps fill your cup. And seeing that kind of, I don't know if you see this or not, but you're seeing that change and improve and seeing you adapt over the last 3 months to that, it's been awesome. And yeah, your ability to read and learn and listen and stuff, it's been rad. So bravo. Good from you. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome.
It's been a journey.
It's been a rad journey,
It's
right?
been awesome.
Life's a rad journey. And
Whoa.
yeah, it is. I don't know. Has everyone answered that question?
I think Tommy's answered.
Tell me that.
Mine would be, I don't know how to phrase it, but like empathy would be like the thing to take away. Like, if you can somehow figure out how to try and like, so you can have sympathy for someone, which is like essentially useless sympathy.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, like what's the point? But like if you can actually like try and figure out how someone's feeling and try and feel that in your own way, you will actually understand, like, oh, that makes so much sense. I can change my behaviour to actually help that person. Like if everyone was empathetic to other people, like the world would be such a better place. I think I said that on our podcast.
Yes.
But like, I don't know, empathy, like if you can just try and like get out of your own needs and whatever you're doing with, like, and figure out how to be empathetic to others, like, it'll just like be so much easier to change your behaviour and actually make others around you feel better and actually make a change.
Going back to kindness, last night we were out and there was this little boy and he's just going around saying, do you want to play golf with me? Do you want to play golf? And just asking people. And he was so sweet and just wanted someone to play with him. So the person that he was asking, I was like, can you please go play golf with him? Like, you couldn't be mean to that little person. And it just made me think, like, we're so mean to ourselves. But, like, you'd be never mean... Shut up, Wallace. You'd be never mean to, like, a little you. So, like, why...
An innocent.
Why, yeah.
Yeah.
One of and I talk about him every day on the podcast, every time I do a podcast, because he has impacted my life in so many different ways. But Greg one of Greg's.
So you're talking about Jed then?
No,
Also,
yeah. Also, Jed. Shout out, Jed Johnson. What a man.
Is he going to be on the podcast soon?
Oh,
Follow him.
as soon as he's stringing more than 4 words together, I'm doing a podcast with him. One of,
Most listen to
Because at the moment it's just, yeah.
they were talking about bacon.
it's just like, hey. He's like, gonky. He's like, bye bye. Jed Ziggy Johnson on Instagram if anyone wants to follow him.
For some wisdom.
For some much wisdom.
The boy drops some
Yeah.
positive wisdom.
One of the things Greg's taught me, or one of the sentences he uses to genuinely change the way you're thinking about it, is what would the 8-year-old version of yourself want? And like for me, that's so heavy because he uses it in so many different ways. Like if it's a movement-based thing, he's like, well, treat your nervous system like the 8-year-old version of yourself. Like be kind to it. Don't just smash it day in, day out. When you're trying to make a decision that will change the trajectory of the rest of your life, like, well, what do you want? And then what would the 8-year-old version of yourself want? Like it's such a really, really simple thing. But if we can treat ourselves like we're just an 8-year-old version of ourselves, we'll be so much more kinder and more empathetic and more able to understand what we're going on and what we actually want, which is super cool.
There's a video on that where people just line up adults, mostly women. If you've seen it, it's mostly about body image. And it gets women together saying, okay, what would you change about your body? And every single woman says, my thighs are too big, or my stomach fat, or my love handles, or I've got a big forehead, or I've got, all of these things that are wrong with me. And then it asks the exact same question to kids, and kids are like, I wish I had wings so I could fly, or I wish I was a unicorn, or I wish I could, do these
So that's
crazy
the
things.
complete opposite answer.
Yeah.
It's what do I want rather than what do I want to change.
Yeah, so self-hate is a pattern of behaviour that we learn. It's not
But then I've
inbuilt
seen
in
one
us.
similar where it's little kids though, but little kids have started saying the things that they hear their mum say.
Yeah.
Which is really sad that a 5-year-old or 8-year-old kid is going, I want boobs already, or I want this, or which is really sad because it's learned behaviour and they've learned what their parents have done.
Yeah.
It's sad.
So we can be that change
Let
in
them
front
be
of
their
kids.
kid,
Yeah. To just be like, you know what? I love my body. I love myself.
This is kind of
There's
stuff
It's a
that
really
Laura's
big
working
thing.
on at What's Normal.
Yeah.
Trying to change cultural norms, like why is that the way we think? Why is that what is culturally acceptable? Like so challenging anything like that, like it's just like, alright, let's unpack that from a logical point of view. Why is that the way that we're teaching our kids to think about?
There's a lot of pressure
Bodies.
to grow
Yeah,
up a lot
totally.
quicker than people probably
100%.
should.
Yeah.
So
Kind of lose their innocence as a child.
yeah, if you challenge that and just like legitimately think about things without society's pressures, like that is so much more important for kids growing up. Like
Absolutely.
Me. What's the question? Just kidding. That was a stab at KP.
Sorry, as you ask the questions, I'm already processing. But
no, I
by the
agree.
time
But
you,
the first time you asked a question, it was very, very lukewarm. Like,
Yeah,
you
well-
didn't even know you were
I
asking.
need to process and
Okay.
then
All right, that's fair.
Women brain
What
drain.
have I learned from 2017? I feel as though I was talking to a couple of guys the other day about like intellectual development and emotional development and how it's kind of like starts when you're like 21, 22 and then progresses through your 20s, because I think when we're 18 we don't really think about how the world works and how people think about how our actions affect other people. But when we get to, like for me, 23, 24, 25, and you actually start thinking about it properly, everything kind of changes. And my whole, like, I feel as though I'm a completely different person who I was 12 months ago, which, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think it's definitely a good thing, because all of my growth has improved me as a person and how I interact with people and how I deal with people. And yes, I've fucked up a lot of times along the way, but that's kind of the cool thing about it. KP's nodding. Yes, good. Thank you. But what are the main lessons I've learned? I think from a personal point of view, I've learned how important, like, purpose and passion is, because, and then gratitude for that. Like, so I can genuinely say that if one of the questions I asked my staff a couple of weeks ago was, if money wasn't an option, it wasn't an issue, and failing wasn't an option, then what would you do with your lives? I would answer it with exactly what I'm doing right now. And I am in a fortunate position, and I'm not using the term lucky because I've worked to get into this position, but I'm in a fortunate position where I'm able to wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, and do exactly what I want to do in between. I've put in a lot of work to be able to do that, but I'm incredibly lucky to be able to do that. So for me, it's gratitude in the fact that I'm able to do that, and the fact that I'm in a position to be able to help other people understand that and help other people achieve that.
What advice would you give people who aren't at that point, if they want to get to it?
If you don't know what you want to do, which is what a lot of people are at, like a lot of people either know but aren't in a position, or they just genuinely just don't know, and that's okay. But I think it's seeking out people that do know, and like if it's in an industry that you're kind of excited about, like if it's the gym industry, come talk to people like me, like Cam, like Greg, like people that are in the industry who are doing what they love to do every day. Come and talk to them and listen to them. I think one of my favourite quotes is my hindsight is someone else's foresight. So if I can use my experiences to help someone else on their journey, then that's going to get them closer. So for the people that don't know, start trying shit that you don't like or that you think you might like, do it, and then see how you go. Like, I find it crazy that some people get to the end of a 3-year degree and haven't spent a day doing the job that they're studying. Like, you can spend 3 years in a degree like exercise science, for example, and you go, I want to be a coach, and they've never actually spent an hour being a day being a coach. So you miss what the day-to-day operations are and what it actually involves, right? Like, people look at, maybe not so much now, but people look at PT as kind of a sexy career, but they're long hours, pay isn't super, you've got to deal with a lot of different people, and it's emotionally draining. So if you're not the right person, it's not going to be the right thing for you. So I think if you don't know what you want to do, just go try shit. Like, just go try a heap of stuff, and if you don't like it, awesome, you've just found another way that didn't work. And then you can keep working on that. One step
closer to finding something that you
like. Exactly. And don't rush it. Like, it's as hard as it is, don't rush it, but just focus on what makes you happy and follow that. And like, yes, that's a obnoxious hippie pompous answer, but it's simple. Like, it's there for a reason.
Do you think that there's a job out there for everybody?
Yes.
Like, do you actually think that everybody in this world can find a job that they genuinely love?
Yes.
I reckon I disagree.
Fuck off, mate.
Ready?
You're the worst. Can I say why you shouldn't disagree?
Okay.
Because you're good at like 15 different things, right?
No, but
shut up.
Continue and then let me speak.
You're good at like 15 different things. You could, like, your career path could be in like customer relations, in photography, in
basketballer,
in social media, in
Nike smoke.
Apparently not. I lost in the first universal.
Yeah, thanks.
Still salty about, but next year.
Like, you could be in like business consultancy, you could be in coffee roasting, you could be in customer service, you could be in hospitality, you could be in graphic design, like you could be in gin, like you could do so many things because they're the things that you've identified as things that you love doing, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why that's bullshit.
I think instead of trying to find the job or like the role, I would be trying to find what about that role fulfills you. For me, my fulfillment comes from actually helping other people be better at their job. So instead of trying to find like, I need to be a personal trainer, identify what about personal training is what engages you. So like, there could be like, you could find, so for you,
I don't think you're disagreeing. I think you're just adding a layer.
No, but I'm saying it's not like, do you know what I mean? Like,
there's a job for everyone.
It could be 3 different jobs. It could be 5 different jobs. But there's something about that role or that position that is successful for you, has a purpose. So, so for me, it is making other people better at their jobs and being like a mentor or a manager or those kind of roles. So, and as long as it's a quality focused business like coffee or...
But that's your why, right? The quality focused business is the why you come back to.
And actually making other people better at their jobs and encouraging and kind of growing other people. So if I'm doing that, I'm fulfilled. So
you're happy in leadership.
I could leave coffee tomorrow. Like, I like coffee and it's fun, but I could walk away tomorrow with no qualms at all.
Yeah, but you go straight to gin.
Right? It's like, who wouldn't want to do that? But I could step into anything else that's quality focused and has that kind of people-based business. It's not about the product as much as it is about the people kind of thing. And I think you're probably the same. Like, you could step into a different kind of role about like well-being and like making people better.
Yeah.
Like, and I think you would succeed because that's what drives you, is making other people better.
But my role hasn't changed. My role's changed significantly in the last 12 months especially, but the last 24 months.
Yeah.
But my why hasn't.
Exactly.
And the reason I do everything I do hasn't changed.
No, so I think we agree. But I just don't think that
the job.
don't get stuck into the job. Like getting stuck into what about that job facilitates
like whether KP's a teacher or she's running camps or whatever, she's still
doesn't
gonna
matter
be
what it is, as
she's
long as
still gonna be
you're
helping
doing
kids
the why.
learning.
I think that's a really good relationship
So many
metaphor
people
for
get
relationships.
Stuck. Some people get stuck trying to chase that I need to be a lawyer. What for? What about being a lawyer is the thing that you need? Is it helping people that can't help themselves? If that's what it is, maybe it's being a lawyer, maybe it's something else. But people get stuck into I need to be a lawyer because that's the job. As opposed to what about that is appealing to me? You know what I mean? Think about it from that.
Follow-up question we asked, if people didn't know what they wanted to do, you've given some advice in terms of what you said, go try things. What if you're that person who's gone out and tried something and found themselves probably stuck in a bit of a job that they probably don't like, but they probably need to stay in it to move forward in terms of...
That's a really cool question because I've had a bunch of people do that this year, and I've had a lot of people close to me
try and change career flip kind of
but
thing.
a lot of people feel as though they can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, you've got to take everything with a grain of salt because some people might live at home and they might have no extra responsibilities, right? They've got to feed themselves, they've got to pay themselves to drive and pay petrol, all that kind of stuff.
But they live at home, so
they
they
live
need
at home,
the help their parents.
And then some people might be a single mum with 3 kids, right, who feel stuck, which is a completely different situation. But I think life is incredibly short and incredibly it's such a fleeting thing. In the grand scheme of things, we're alive for that, and then we're done. So I think if you can the single mum of 3 might have to plan for a lot longer to say how she's actually going to execute and make her transition from job she doesn't like to job she loves. It might be staying up an hour a night extra working on her online business that she wants to work on, maybe. But I'll go back to that quote that Tommy hates, but if you an imperfect plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed later. I've seen a number of our clients at Virtus come to me and talk to me and not necessarily be happy as to where they're at, and I basically just gave them the permission to get rid of that job or get rid of that uni course or whatever, not because I feel as though I'm in a position to do so, but I'm there just to give them a little bit of advice and see where they take it.
Any of them a single mum or a single dad?
No.
Yeah, so they're all living at home, younger, don't have a house.
Spot on.
So it's easy for them.
No, but
But it's good that
but I've had people with...
It's good that you
I've had people with mortgages do it. People you find a way to make it work. Kind of when I was talking about before about booking South America. If I got to March and I hadn't gotten Jess and Coop and Mitch and everyone else doing their job, then I'd be cooked, right? But I'm not going to let that happen. I think everyone can make things happen when they want to.
You think about what's out there too. There's probably people that earn a lot less money and able to live a fulfilled life and stuff like that too. So I think we talk about empathy before, looking at people's lives through their lens there's people earning much less and being able to achieve what they want to achieve still. So I think having that money is such a big driving factor in today's society. You think you need money to do these certain things, but you got to think about sometimes there's people earning a lot less still achieving what they want to achieve as well. So it's all taking the risk and getting out there.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, not being a single parent, not doing all these things is very easy to say, but you can let it beat you or you can keep trying to work at it. They're your options. Be beat down and
hate the world.
And or you can try and make a change. It's going to suck, but if you think it's worth it in the long run, that's what you got to do. They're your options. So
I think my mindset's everything, and like Jess said, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And I think if you tell yourself you can't do something, as cliche as it is, if you tell yourself you can't do something, you probably can't. And when it comes to money, one of my favourite kind of pieces of literature or pieces of research is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is you've got your basic needs, which everyone has. You've got you need food, you need water, you need warmth, you need rest, and you need safety, right? You need security. And then once you've met those needs, awesome, we can look at our psychological needs. So you need the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of belonging and the feeling of having those relationships and friends and being in a community. And then you've got your self-fulfillment needs where you're actually working yourself towards what scares and excites you, the thing that fulfills you. And money doesn't change happiness on top of those things. If you have all those things, you're going to be happy. And the research shows that you're going to be a happy person. So if you're ticking all those boxes and talking to yourself the way you should be talking to yourself, you're going to be moving in the right direction. So the money thing's fine, fine. But if the money covers all of those things I've just spoken about, you're kind of in a good spot. But the problem is people worry about not having that second car or not being able to afford that extra $500 on Christmas presents or things like that.
Yeah, the fulfillment is money as opposed to actual fulfillment.
The thing about money is it's never going to make you happy because it doesn't end.
No, as long as you are.
Yeah,
You get that car,
Yeah.
you want a bigger car. You get that house, you want a bigger house.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to your dad last night, Lockie. and
What a
he was
man.
saying
Shout out to Rob Dog.
Ding.
Rob
One
Dog.
of the
was saying
greatest
that-
humans in the world.
When he was
I hope
younger,
he listens to this.
he said he doesn't, you need to download the app on his
Yeah,
phone.
I got to teach him how to download the app.
I was like, yeah, I don't even have Facebook. Anyway, I was talking to him and he was saying when he was younger, he wanted to podiatry 4 days a week and on the 5th day make fine furniture.
He would be amazing at that.
Yeah, he would be. And I said to him, why don't you do that? And he's like, because podiatry earns more money. And I was like, yeah, and he said, well, I want to live this lifestyle that I have, so I have to do the podiatry 5 days a week. And he works hard, but that also means he's put fine furniture on the back and never done.
Yeah. Well, he's genuinely. There's more under there if you need it. He's genuinely one of the hardest working people I know, and he's always. And I wrote him and Mum a Christmas card yesterday. And Mum cried a little bit, but it was basically around the proviso that they've been spending the last 25 years, like since I was born, worrying about us, and now they've got to start worrying about them and start focusing on them. Which, as their son, I want to help them. Yes, I'm pouring gin. I want to help them find those things that scare and excite them, and I think I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I'm able to. Mum wanted a job so that she could travel the world a little bit more and wanted time where she actually enjoyed being where she was, but so that she could.
When they go overseas.
Yeah, exactly. So she could save some money for that, and that's something that I haven't actually had a good chat to my dad about. But I'm really looking forward to when we do sit down and have that conversation, which we're probably going to be on Christmas Day because. I think it's a really important conversation to have, and it's cool to know that I never know that he wanted to do that, which is awesome. Yeah, and I think when you can find that thing that lights that fire in you and you can follow it. One of my uni lecturers used to say that I don't care what you guys end up doing. If you end up being a shit shoveler or if you end up being a cleaner, if you do something well and you do it with passion, you do it with love, then you're going to get paid good money to do it. And I'm sure there's cleaners that some people would say, yep, I'm going to hire them every day because they're amazing at what they do. And I think that, coming back to the way you do one thing, the way you do everything, if you start to focus on the way you make your bed, the way you clean your teeth, the way you wash yourself when you're in the shower, the way you cook dinner, the way you clean up after dinner, you start to... KP's looking at me weird. You start... those things accumulate, and I think, I'm really, really good at doing those things well at work and in my office and with a lot of areas, but I'm not good at doing things that well in a lot of areas. So if I can start to take the... I don't like the term motivation, but the discipline from the things that I know are important, like making sure my gym's clean and making sure I'm looking after my clients, to shit that I don't feel as though is important, like mowing the lawns or or doing stuff like that.
Mother's lawns.
Lockie's dad came around yesterday and mowed our lawns again. Lockie still hasn't done it.
He's a
Rob
king.
has.
He's a king. But if I can start taking that mindset to those areas of my life, then things are going to be better, right? And and I think that's what it's about. Let's go with. I want to go to favorite track, favorite movie.
It's too hard to quantify.
Shut up.
It's only a year, mate. You can do it in a year. I don't
365
think
days.
ever is tough. Years you can do.
Favorite track, favorite movie. of 2015.
It's 2015.
It's 2017.
We're going back in time.
I was looking at the word the number 5 on the wall. Yeah, 2017. Hit me, Jess. What do you got?
Attention deficit disorder.
I retracted it.
What are you trying to say, Kate? Why do you hate me?
What have we got? Tracks?
Yeah, favourite track.
Ever.
Favourite track?
No, not ever.
I would
At the moment.
Favourite
War
track?
on Drugs.
Alright,
Up All Night
Can I pick this song?
for me. No, it wasn't this year.
Does everyone have their phones on them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Grab your favourite song. We're gonna play 20 seconds of it. That'd be cool. I'm gonna play mine, just while everyone's finding their favourite song. Yeah, this is from her song.
Wow. You're responsible for that.
I didn't love it first time you told me.
I know, and you're like, really? Yeah? And now?
I think I started playing it ironically to annoy you.
Yeah.
And now I really like it.
Got ya.
I can't do this.
Yeah, you can.
No, I really can't. I like too many songs.
Mine's not even in 2017.
Just pick
Mine's
one.
old school.
Just pick one.
This year.
Yeah, it doesn't have to come out this year, but if you, what's the song?
Jam to it at the moment.
What's the song that has defined your 2017?
Oh, God.
Because How to Make Gravy by Paul Kelly, I've listened to it about 100 times in the last month.
And it was National How to Make Gravy Day the other day.
It was 21st of
Yeah,
December.
National Magazine.
It's 21st of December. So this is Tommy's Up All Night by the War on Drugs.
Just the album in general?
Yeah, it's a great album.
This is my number one song for the year as well, so like.
Have you voted on Triple J?
No, I don't listen to a day. Trash. Just Tash O'Connor, she can shut up.
Oh, what? You are so close-minded. Why do you hate fun so much?
Because it's something more than a delay pedal and a loop pedal and a reverb pedal and actually being
She's so talented!
not about it. Good on her, but not for me.
War on Drugs, doing a bit. That is an amazing song.
Yeah, right.
Amazing album. What does music give you? What does it add to your life?
Oh, how do you answer that question?
Oh, I can answer that question.
Okay.
I think because I used to be in the band, I used to play music and stuff,
Tommy.
but ages ago. But like now, I'm just like an appreciator of music.
Yeah.
It's like kind of refreshing not to be a musician anymore, but like have that knowledge and that appreciation for it. So like, I don't know. I have to listen to music
Yeah.
all the time.
That's fair.
Like I literally have not turned the radio on in my car. It's a year old and it's never been on the radio. Like it's always on songs that I selected because I don't trust
CarPlay?
anyone else. CarPlay. How good is CarPlay? by the way?
CarPlay's the best.
If you don't have a new car, get one. Get CarPlay. That's my
Simon
advice.
Cooper by
So don't worry about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Just get a new car.
CarPlay.
You will be
Because
happy.
It's the best.
You will be happy if you get a new car. And if you didn't get one today for Christmas, don't worry, Boxing Day sales, I guess.
But Lockie and I both have new cars.
We do.
And CarPlay and like
Yeah.
just Bluetooth
Yeah.
and things like that. Like if you don't have it, it's
Podcast in the car.
I
I've listened to
listen to
so
cars.
many podcasts this year.
See?
literally my
Yeah.
car will be playing podcasts or Spotify, and
Correct.
that's
I
it.
used to not have a car that was able to play my phone at all. It couldn't even have
That
an
is
auxiliary
just,
cord
that
in
is like
it.
torture.
And
AirPods.
now that I've got it, I've
Torture.
just been like, oh,
You just
I
can't
can
go back
listen
to
to
it. I
Dixie
just
Chicks
couldn't go
whenever
back to
I
not
want,
having
Taylor
that.
Swift.
Oh my god, I can listen to Dixie Chicks whenever I want is the worst sentence of 2017.
It's a great sentence.
Dixie
I have,
Great sentence.
I have a friend that Snapchatted me the other day of him singing Dixie Chicks, and I was in the staff room at work, and everyone was like, "What is happening?"
Gosh.
Dixie Chicks are great.
You know when you get those moments where you
Dixie
kind of
cups are
reflect,
good. I don't know about Dixie
They
Chicks.
also are.
when you kind of reflect on the decisions you made over the last 9 years, and you kind of look at them and go, "Was it the right decision?"
You know it was.
Lockie's like, I secretly love Dixie Chicks also.
Couldn't tell you one of their songs.
Neither.
That's,
Shoot.
yeah, there you go.
I'll play
Kate,
it.
Kate,
Kate, you're
Paul
up.
Kelly.
Paul Kelly, right?
I'm
Oh,
tempted.
mate, Paul Kelly.
This is the season for Paul Kelly.
Gang of Youths.
Yeah.
Big time. Gang of Youths was great
Oh,
this year.
Magnolia. Amazing track. That was last year though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Heroes.
Gang of Views, Gang of Views covering Blood, like a version,
You
was
like versions, mate. Tell you what.
So good.
It was game changer. Like
What's on your
that's an ad. That's definitely an ad. Kate, what do you got
Why
for
don't you pay
us?
for
I
Spotify,
told you
mate?
I can't answer that.
I'm on YouTube, mate.
I got my answer. So I just looked at my Spotify account, and in 2017 I listened for 7,096 minutes to 842
Is that
different
it?
songs.
Come on, Paul.
What have you been doing?
421
Hey.
different artists.
What do you do with your
How did
life?
you get that?
But
I had 24,000
I think
minutes.
some of my top songs
Fine, you can do it from Spotify.
were top 100 songs. There we go. It's coming up now.
Listen to some.
I had bands like Polaris, the Smith Street Band, Luca Brasi,
Good.
who In Heart's Wake, so a lot of Australian kind of alternative, kind of heavier kind of scene. But I really digged the new Smith Street Band album.
Really?
That was
Agreed.
I like that.
That's in my top 10.
I don't get Smith Street Band.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
I hate
say it.
Street bands.
I,
good.
Stop
I
being
don't-
broken. Sing properly. Thank you.
I do not
Oh.
believe this top thing because my second top song includes Hooked on the
This is my
Feeling.
song.
And I've never played Hooked on the Feeling.
I like the music in Street Band. The singing I can't get behind.
But he's not a singer.
Exactly. Be a singer, mate. Like,
He's not
do
though.
your job. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Savage, Tommy.
I'm savage. I'm sorry, but I just cannot get behind that bogan like vocals. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't. Oh.
I think you got to listen to the
great
his story.
I feel as though that's just noise, and then halfway through he goes, "Woo!"
You got to listen to his
Pretty much.
lyrics.
Yeah, like I think he's probably a great lyricist, but just like the delivery of.
No, I agree. I agree. He's not a good singer, but
Nah.
I get more
It's
out of
not
his
about that.
telling his stories and
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's
the
a
music.
storyteller.
The music's not about the singing or the noise,
It's not
guys.
about the noises that
But like
you
for me,
hear.
so like I'm probably this is probably very superficial, but I'm about the music and the sounds, not the content.
How if
To be
you
honest, and like I find that like
if you go, I'm
weird sometimes.
about the music, and you don't like Triple J, that's weird.
No, like as in I'm about the noises and the sounds made, and then like I go back and I'm like, holy shit, that song's about that. Like that's weird.
Yeah,
Like I didn't even know that, but I'm like the delivery, the sound, and
that's fair.
like that's me,
I think
and that's how I go with music.
both.
Whereas like some people are so driven on lyrics and like the message behind a song, and like I don't think about that until like I've listened to it like 20, 30 times. I'm like, whoa, that's about that? Crazy. Didn't know.
I completely misinterpreted that song.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, that's probably not a song I should like endorse or like. 'cause I
Or
don't
sing
agree
to
with that.
children.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like very
Branding.
bizarre. Yeah, but I don't know, that's me. I think some people are very different how they.
I guess for the Smith Street Band, obviously you're probably not listening to for their music, but I guess I take a lot of positive influence from their lyrics and his story. But for other bands, I'm not doing the same thing. I'm listening to it for.
Totally.
Yeah, other songs you just hear and you're like, I'm gonna like this song a lot.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
like,
you hear it once.
for instance, like it's probably like 2 years ago now, but The Weeknd, like that, I Can't Feel My Face, is about drugs and being off your face on drugs. Not about your significant other and like love. It's actually about being like off your nut on drugs.
Yeah.
Like, but people are like, cool tune.
Dance Yourself
Good,
Clean.
right?
LCD sound system. Yeah. Probably not about dancing to wash yourself. Just what I'm saying. Like
Pumped up kicks.
Yeah,
But
so many things that people don't realise. And, like,
Amazing
me,
songs.
I'm the worst at that. I'm like, oh, that's about that shit. My bad.
Now it all
Like
makes
I didn't
sense.
know. Like because I'm just like not catchy. Like I'm about like that's really creative the way you've used music and notes and sounds and things. That's how I respond to music, I guess.
You know probably what we should have been listening to for the last half an hour?
I hate this song so much.
This just makes me miss Bondi Rescue though.
Yeah.
That was such an epic
Thirsty
show.
Bird literally has like 2 or 3 months of prime time and then they just disappear again in the winter. They would be raking in the royalties literally from you alone.
Yeah.
Probably giving them $20, I reckon.
You're welcome.
The 0.2% you get for every play
$20
of
of royalties that come
on
from
Spotify.
Wallace.
2%, yeah, that'd be at least $20. Jess, what was
man.
yours?
My song,
Yeah, your song, your track of 2017.
2017.
2015.
Very old.
2015.
Oh, bit of drum.
Kate's getting into it. No, yes.
Fair.
Alright, 1962.
I like it. Old school.
Well, I saw Midnight Oil this year.
How was that?
That was like one of the better concerts I've actually been to.
Yeah,
Did anyone go see like Paul Kelly last week?
I wish I
I
did.
wanted to.
Bloody Jed, the little fuck.
And Meg Mag.
Was he? I had to go to Jed's birthday apparently.
I love that.
I was like,
Did
did Jen go? And you didn't get to go. I'm like, what?
Meg Mag,
Jen
Ray
gets
Ray,
his-
I was like, well, they took Jen along and not you.
Yeah. I'm taking Jed next year for his birthday.
You need to educate the boy early.
You can study it as an English text.
Paul Kelly,
So
yeah.
many people.
He comes.
Yeah, that book.
Someone was saying
That's
that,
really
and apparently he comes to some of the schools and like sings.
I know, he always puts on a free concert so they can go and see a live
Boy,
performance.
he's elite.
That's
like,
awesome.
Let's be honest.
See, I would have gone more for Meg Mac and Gang of Youths than I would have Paul Kelly.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
For
but
what?
you're like
For-
12, so
Yeah, I'm just above. Just slave labour.
yeah, good from you. Very good from you.
But his catalogue is just enormous. Like, the stuff that hasn't even been published yet, like, his...
Very talented artist.
And it's very, like, Australian.
Yeah, iconically Australian.
Iconically. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Did you have one, Palsy?
My bands and songs come up, but according to Spotify, it was Polaris Regress, which is going to be a bit brutal to the ears for a lot of people, but I'll play the first couple of seconds.
I would not have expected that from you.
I have my moments too, man.
Yeah.
Playing hardcore band, like... You can't do it. Like, what if you put the waveform on this computer before it pops up? And it's
Doing a bit.
fucking off the chart.
He's about to blow the speakers.
So,
Why
they're
do
a
you
band
have-
from Sydney.
Why?
Why?
Like this is this
I
isn't.
can answer this question because as I was a kid growing up, there was this scene on the Mornington Peninsula that
Great.
kind of stemmed this direction of music for me. So I was very lucky as a kid going through high school. There was a community of bands that used to play at the Sami Mech Hall that was
Oh, Mech Hall.
similar along those lineages as
so
bands.
good.
Cool.
And like you cut your teeth on like the soft pop punk kind of style, and then once you kind of grow out of that, as you get a bit older, you progress to the more heavier kind of, and it branches out from there. So I was very lucky, like listening to bands like Kiss Chasey, Left Right Out, and all these kind of bands, which kind of stemmed my musical journey,
That's
which
cool. I like that.
that's why it's gone that way
Cool.
as well.
I love Posse so much more.
I just needed a why. I
Found
like.
respect.
That was me. Like, so I used to play in a band, a hardcore band with friends in high school, and that was the same thing. Like, we grew up, and like people think from the outside that the hardcore and like the
Emo.
emo culture, that used to frustrate you so much.
Oh, so much.
Like we're happy people. Like that was one of the like most positive situations like I've ever been in. Like we used to go to shows at the Seaford Hall and the Sami Mech Hall. The older dudes looked rough, had tattoos and stuff, but they were like genuinely some of the nicer guys, and like couldn't have been nicer. And like there's something about that kind of like energy and power in that kind of music that was really like liberating. Even still, like you can probably talk to Jack Jeffrey as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
he still plays in hardcore
Spectral
bands.
Fires.
Spectral
Check,
Fires,
check them out on
shout out.
Spotify.
But also, like, there's something about it, and like people don't understand. Like, oh, it just sounds like screaming and noise. It's like you don't understand. Like, you haven't been there, you haven't understood, and
Yeah.
like tried to give it a chance. But there's something really like, I don't know. You just get a release from that kind of like energy.
It's emotive, I think, for a lot of people.
And it is so much fun to play in those kind of bands because it is just like all out energy, music, it's
cool.
like power.
And there generally wasn't that kind of growing up. There wasn't that feeling like there wasn't a sense of looking down on someone because they're doing something cool. It was all everyone was really accepting, and
Yeah.
you could do what you wanted and create what you wanted, and those kind of things too. It was really cool.
Yeah. Very, very good culture. Like surprisingly good. Like as a young person growing up in that, I was like,
I love that.
And you see these days too, a lot of that kind of scenes promoting like Sea Shepherd, Crawdy,
very conscious,
very
kind of
conscious,
group.
social
Yeah.
conscious kind of group.
Big time.
A lot of them are transitioning into vegan and promoting against
Sure.
cruelty to animals and stuff like this too, which is really cool.
I was straight edge growing up. I didn't drink until I was 19 because of that kind of culture. It was like you don't have to drink and do drugs and be an idiot.
No,
like
that's
you
right.
can just be
That whole straight edge.
yourself. Yep. Like it's very interesting, and people don't give it enough chance because from the appearance and the outside, it's like you've got stretches in your ears and you've got tattoos and you wear black, so you must be a bad influence on people.
Cool.
Very interesting.
I like that. I got two more questions for you guys before we wrap it up for 2015.
2015.
Gone back to the time
2017.
machine.
Yeah, the time machine.
Why don't you get back?
Who's your your person for 2017? Who's your individual, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's someone around you? Who's the person that's made the most difference in your life or other people's lives in 2017?
Start with Tommy because we've always.
My first was probably like Aziz Ansari, like, which is weird, but like.
Not weird.
Did you watch
Awesome.
Master of None?
I love Master of None. It's like one of my favourite things to watch.
That's why I want to make pasta.
In Italy.
When you said that, I was like, oh, like Master of None. That's really cool. There you go.
What a link.
So that's like just his creativity, the way he thinks about the world, like, and he's decided to be more than a comedian, more than just a personality. Like, so I read his book, Modern Romance, and it was great. Like, it's one of probably like since high school, one of the books I've actually read properly. And I don't know why, I just couldn't put it down. I just wanted to read it more. Like, just I don't know. There's something about him and his creativity that I respond well to, and he's not sticking to the norms of like be a comedian, be funny, and then go away. Like, you just have to be a funny person all the time. Like, he's being himself. He's from a minority. He's doing it in different ways. He's, I don't know, just
He's a superstar and he's hilarious.
very, very funny guy. And I don't know, he's very comfortable with who he is, and that's something that I really, really respect and like as well. Like, being comfortable with who you are, and
Yeah.
just like, cool, I'm doing this my way, and if you want to get on board, cool. If you don't, that's totally cool as well, but just like, go away.
There's a video on
Right.
YouTube, 73 questions with, I think it's a Vogue thing, but it's interviewing him and it's amazing.
He's just, I don't know, there's something, I like the way he goes about what he does. Like, his approach to things is very much like how I would like to approach things. Like, not worried about like who came before you, who like decided that was the way to do it. Like, no, I can do it my way. Like, and Master of None, like, he directed, he wrote, he did so many things, and it's just a great Netflix series if you've
Very
got
cool.
time and can be bothered. It's just awesome.
KP, talk to us. Who's your person of
She's
2017?
trying to slide out of the room, but she's stuck.
Just try to get away.
What? Sorry, what was the question?
Who invited her?
Mate, it was a token invite.
Oh.
Whoa. You're
And I'm hoping she proves me wrong with an awesome answer here. 2017, who's your human?
This is really corny, and everyone's gonna be like, "Ooh, okay."
I'm ready, alright.
Ready for the all?
But it was Lockie.
Boo.
No, I knew you were going to do that. That's why I was trying to get out the door.
You
and Kate was
told-
in my way.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
Super lame.
He actually told me I'm only allowed to come on the podcast if I say.
Hey,
Not even lying. He's the one that said I have to say this, otherwise I'm in trouble. later.
Lucky.
not even a little bit. You're meant to be better than that. Be truth.
The podcast goal was just for that, and everyone can go. It took us 2 hours to get to that point, but everyone,
Catch you later.
see you later.
Be truthful, mate.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Why?
Why?
Well, seeing the way everyone at Virtus just adores him, seeing that he does what he wants every day, even though it sometimes does my head in that he does what he wants. But just seeing himself, seeing him just, love life and enjoy it and just surround himself by all the people. And like he said to me the other day, pretty much everyone he's got on the podcast, he still talks to. Some of them he'd never met before, and now he's like, they're awesome people, I love it. They're having conversations, they're messaging him. Just seeing the influence you have on people is just amazing, and I want to be able to have that same influence on like my students, and it's cool. It's really
Thanks.
cool.
And I think everyone can. You've just got to have those, like, you just got to talk to people and get to know people. Which, yeah. Kate, talk to me.
Get closer.
I'll come in for the close.
Get out the door.
Oh, where'd it go? What was the question?
Yes, it's not just me.
I'm kidding. Personally, I knew I was just joking.
Kinda.
Right.
One, I've got three.
Ooh, awesome.
One of
It was one person.
well,
Hey, go nuts.
I've got a person, and a community. So,
That's cool.
which is one of my friends, like, just absolutely shown this year. Yeah. Anyway,
Does your friend have a name?
yeah, but I'll keep it on the D-Lo. But she's amazing. Shout out to you. Second would be Virtus as a
Stop
community
it.
and a whole. Yeah, game changer, life changer. Awesome.
We have a call in.
We have a call in.
Yeah, we have the first person call.
No, I'm on a podcast.
We have a caller.
Calling back.
We actually have our first caller of the podcast. I just
Is
missed
he
the
on?
call. I just missed the call, but I'll call him back.
You just missed a call.
Whoops. I think I just hung up on him.
One more person, Kate?
Call him back when I'm talking.
Not narcissistic way myself.
Yes, I was hoping.
Good.
I was sitting here hoping you'd say that. So bravo.
Give him the phone.
Nah, it's alright. We'll keep talking. One more.
Oh, sorry.
Speaker.
Great man.
Hello?
How are you, mate?
You're not Jess?
I'm not Jess. I'm not. But you've just. We're doing a podcast. You've just called. You're our first caller on the podcast. So welcome to the Virtus podcast.
You win a
Introduce that caller, mate.
Many months.
So can you please introduce yourself to the people?
To the people, hello, my name is Matthew Church. Long time listener, first time caller.
First time, long time.
Good.
So good.
What's going on in your world today?
How many people are listening to me?
We,
Just you, apparently.
We've
You're
got-
our first call.
we've got a 6-person deep podcast. Now we're at 7. So good from you. What's going on in your world?
It was one person plus me like 2 days ago, and you got to 7. You're a podcast whore. I like that.
You're a
True.
podcast whore.
That's so true. That's so true.
Quick one, it's just available if I completely interrupted something. By the way, Jess, so you know, thank goodness I opened with hello, because my opening line would not have been 6-person appropriate.
We've put the expletive on this podcast, so it would have been alright.
What a man. Shit.
You were about to be my person for 2017, so I'm so glad you called.
What a segue!
Go with it. Go.
Jess, who's your person for 2017?
Your ears must have been burning. My person was Matt.
Why?
You can stay and listen to it, Matt.
You're getting into like the elevator, so talk quickly, but do cover it all.
But give me all the significance.
Importantly, don't listen.
So Matt, first time listener, long term caller, would be my person for
No,
2017.
first time. Long time listener, first time call.
Alright, mate. You're a fucking addition to this.
Closely, I don't want to miss a single detail.
Oh shit. For anyone wondering, Matt Church is on the podcast in about 7 weeks. He's episode 30, late 30s, so get around him. Carry on, Jess.
Importantly, this is not a good first impression, but I'm going to go with that rocket.
He this year made a massive impact on my life. So he used to be my manager at my old job before I transitioned to Virtus.
Quit.
Trader.
Trader.
Trader, I'm a trader.
Judas.
And
I'm using that.
he helped me through the toughest parts I've had this year in terms of self-belief, self-love, self-worth, which was massive for me in terms of just being okay with fucking it up and being okay with not being okay sometimes and being okay with, really struggling and just still loving myself through that and being like, you know what, I'm human. I don't always have to have it all together. I don't always have to have it perfectly. If I'm doing something and letting something else fall to the side for a little bit, it's still okay. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got at the moment. And to be able to accept that and still be okay with myself through it has been awesome. So you're my person.
Yay.
Yay! So that's been massive. Yeah, massive learning.
That's the best call in ever. Great timing, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. My sixth sense that someone was about to say nice things about me kicked off.
I want to hear it.
I do feel like you're about 30 seconds too early, so do cut Kate
I know, we got Kate off.
I was done.
Anyway, I'm going to call you back and get back to the podcast.
Pleasure being a part of the caller team. Enjoy your next call.
See you, mate.
Bye.
I'm so happy that happened.
That's amazing.
Back to you, Kate.
No.
I did my 3.
You said you, but elaborate.
Yeah.
I don't want to elaborate.
Elaborate. Do
a
it.
little bit.
You deserve.
One sentence.
You
two
deserve a
sentences.
pat on the back, and you deserve to elaborate.
Just.
Because that's a really good answer yourself. Like it's important.
Thank you, Tommy.
Very cool.
Oh, affirmation. I think in life it's easy to get into routines and get stuck in your own ways and get stuck in your head and become accepting of things and stop challenging yourself and challenging what you believe. And I think it's very easy, especially when you're busy, you can lose yourself. You can.
Yeah.
And I just feel this year I refound myself.
Good.
That's
Good from you.
thanks.
Good, Kate.
J Pulse.
Similar to what KP said, I owe a lot to my partner Jess this year, but I've got someone else as well in mind. One of my good friends that I went through primary school with, Dale Stevenson. I've probably only seen him 3 or 4 times this year. He amazing human. He'd be really good to get on the podcast if we could get him on.
Sort it out, mate.
Add
You
him
can
to the
co-host.
list.
Make it
Yeah,
happen.
thanks. He has obviously was shot put up for Australia at an Olympic Games. Done a teaching degree, come back and
That's why the name sounds familiar.
this kind of thing. But had an opportunity to travel with him this year to Hong Kong, and I think I've seen him 3 times this year, and I'm catching up with him again on the 3rd day of the Boxing Day test, which is going to be good. But each time I met with him, I've left enlightened and feeling positive about myself.
Awesome.
Because at times I really struggle with self-worth and self-motivation, and he's able to pull me out of a couple of holes where, and even if it was conversations, and he's just really good with his words. He's a very highly intelligent man, but he can break it down for me anyway, to make me feel a lot better or a lot more comfortable within myself. He just has a natural ability to make me feel, I feel like a better person or a more enlightened person every time I meet with him, and hopefully, I know it's going to continue, but he's pulled me out of a few holes this year that have been really, really important. So yeah, shout out to Dale if he's listening, but I'll point him in the right direction when I see him.
You might have to listen. Might
Yeah.
send him the link and just tell him that 1 hour 37 minutes in.
Yeah, have a listen. But no,
Magic starts happening.
shout out to him because he's been a major help for me, and he probably doesn't understand how much of a help he was.
Which is cool. Anyone
That's
else?
awesome.
Everyone.
I think it's you.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm up. I promise this answer isn't a cop out, but shut up, Tom.
I said nothing. I said it with my face.
But I've got my people of the year are people like Kate and people like Jess and people like Pulsey and KP and Tommy and people like Bridge and Han and Mitch and all the people who I surround myself with daily, who I see struggle with things, and we all struggle with things, so that's okay. And I see them pick themselves up, dust themselves off when they fall over, and move towards the next thing. And we're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to hit the goals we want when we want. We're not always going to achieve the things we want to achieve. But if you're able to understand that, have the perspective to look after yourself in that moment, and then have the perspective to look at the bigger picture as well, you're able to take those little steps that you need to get where you want to get to. So like you guys all help me be a better human because you guys are better humans. So yeah, it's a simple one, but and possibly a cop out, but yeah.
I think too, I probably one group of people that I probably forgot to mention too are the Johnsons. I think I take incredible kind of inspiration in what they do and what they can achieve, and and
Shout out.
I think they're an amazing family.
Who are the Johnsons for people aren't within the Furtis family?
So the Johnsons, and Brooke made me cry yesterday, which I don't have an issue with crying. I just don't cry often.
Yeah.
And yesterday, so for those that don't know, we have a fundraiser every year for Rye, who's one of the Johnsons. He has cerebral palsy, which he's had since he had a stroke at birth. He's 6, which is a heartbreaking yet inspiring kind of thing to have someone like that in our community. We've got Reese, who's the
hardest
working, nicest human in the world. Like the office we're sitting in at the moment, I'm in his factory. He built this office before he built his own, which is tells you what kind of person he is. Brooke is our
Johnson Electrical, in
John-
case you need some
Shout out.
help.
Yeah, Ding. But Johnson, this
Link in the
podcast-
show notes.
This podcast is eternally sponsored by Johnson Electrical because he's an amazing human. Brooke is the matriarch of patriarch. Wait,
Matriarch. She could be both.
She could be both. She's
Any
she could be whatever she wants. She's the mum of the family, and yeah, she's an amazing person. She doesn't give herself enough credit, which constantly frustrates me and drives me crazy. She constantly puts herself down, which constantly drives me crazy and frustrates me. And she doesn't give herself the self-love she deserves, because to see what those guys have to go through every day with Rye is inspiring, is heartbreaking, but it's something that I guess we wouldn't have it any other way, because they're amazing people. And to have Jed, their little 2-year-old, who is our chairman of the board at Virtus. He's in charge of most things. Loves nuggets, loves bacon, loves boobs and stuff.
And gin.
I think he went away.
Yeah, he will.
Give it like 3 years. He went away for 10 days, and I realised, and I didn't realise, I think KP and Brooke realised that when I don't have Jed to give me like 10, 15, 20 minutes of kid time and of just playing around every day, that I am a bit of a shit to be around. So those 4 people, like, I think we can all, like, everyone everywhere can kind of look around them and see the people that have it harder than everyone else. And I think that when we have that empathy to feel what they're feeling, and that perspective to understand that all of us in this room live in a crazy, lucky part of the world, and we're very appreciative of what we've got and who we've got around us. And I think when you can identify people like that and give them pats on the back, give them hugs, give them help, just be there for them when they need, like, the world's a better place.
Absolutely. Well said.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I was going to go to the last question, but I don't know if I need to.
What was the last one?
What was the
I
last
can't
one?
remember. I forgot.
You don't have any notes?
No, I don't have any notes at all.
man.
I wrote top tracks with an X.
What about?
Um,
When are you going to say movie? Or show?
actually, yeah. No,
That's not.
have what?
When you say movie or TV show?
Nah, not important.
Not important.
Not
That's
important.
true.
Actually, here's my last question. If we're sitting here this time next year, and we might make this an annual thing, who knows?
I like that.
The 6 of us, an annual, like, I think that could be kind of cool. But if the 6 of us are sitting here next year,
5 KPs is bad.
KB just left. If we're all sitting here next year and you want to tell your future self something to hold yourself accountable to for the next 12 months, what is it?
Trust the process.
Charlie,
Mate, I love how much you bring that up. That's good. Awesome. Good.
76.
Jess? Kate, what do you got for us? What do you want to tell 29-year-old Kate?
Just give up.
It's not worth it.
Oh, savage.
Just give up.
God, I hope she's joking, otherwise she's undid an hour and 40 minutes.
I am joking.
Good.
Kate would have given up podcast before this time next year.
I need thinking time something else to. Please.
Tommy?
Tell me.
Mine's obedience again.
Yeah.
Like it's a common theme, but it's something I definitely want to live by. Is like being aware of situations, being aware of opportunities and people, and just everything. Like, I don't know, trying to be so aware of what's happening, and like instead of just like floating through life, it's like, all right, let's think about this. Let's why is this here? What's happening? Why? Just that why, like figuring out. And I don't know. For me, it's praying about it and being obedient and seeking guidance from people and God and all those kind of things. Like, why am I doing this? Why is this? Why has it been put in front of me? Is it the right thing? Is it there to tempt me and it's the wrong thing? Like, so.
Awesome, I like
Being
that.
obedient.
That's good.
Yeah.
Great answer.
I've got an add-on.
Oh, hit me. Double up for Pulse.
Yeah, so trusting the process, and I think a big one for me is not letting past achievements or past successes define what I do next. So
Yes.
not that
Yes.
don't let that influence what I want to do.
Yeah.
If it's less than what I've done in the past, that's okay, and being okay with that.
You do it differently and you do it consciously and you make that decision.
Yeah, being okay with not having to reach a previous mountain or something like that in the past.
Good.
That's good. Mine would be gratitude for everything, not just the good stuff. Like, be grateful for the struggles and the hard times and the shitty days and the, like, days where you're tired and can't be bothered or whatever. Like, this year in particular has been one of the hardest that I've had, just in terms of, like, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But I'm really grateful for everything that I've been through and made it through this year, because next year, like, even now, sort of on the back end of it, I'm such a better person because of it.
Yeah.
And I can, empathise with what we were saying before, empathise with other people who might be in similar situations, or like the growth I've had and the things that I've learnt from all of the terrible, like, shitty mindset places or anything that I've sort of been in and made it to the other side of in this year. Has been a massive learning.
Great answer.
It's come up a lot in the podcast this year. Like, you've talked about it a lot. It's been a common theme amongst a lot of them.
And one of the guys said the other night, like, gratitude's becoming kind of cool. Like, it's becoming the in thing. And I like
mindfulness. And
I agree, but I don't like the way that it, like, that kind of sense.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not
a fad.
You don't do it because it's cool. You do it because, well,
it's becoming commercialised almost to a point.
What it means and what it stands for.
Yeah, exactly. What am I grateful for? Well, here are the things that I'm grateful for and why. And then you kind of, when you can enjoy whatever you're doing and be grateful for, like, even the struggles. Like, all of us have been through struggles this year, but we look back with 2020 vision and go, that, like, I'm grateful for that, but we didn't at the time. And I think when we can start to live a proactive life and when we're proactive on bad things that happen, go, you know what, this is going to teach me stuff. Like, life gets better.
I've got mine.
What do you got, Kate?
I'm complete, but I'm not finished.
Oh, wow.
Good.
That's so heavy.
Done.
Very good.
Done. Kate's done. KP, what do you got for us? What do you want to tell this time next year? What do you want to tell KP? And hold yourself. What do you want to hold yourself accountable to?
I don't know.
Done.
Done.
I
Hashtag
don't know.
done.
I don't know.
Good. Where do you want to be this time next year, life-wise, career-wise?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to think more about it.
Cool. We'll talk about it in 12 months' time, I guess.
Well, it's just been such a hectic last few... It's just been hectic lately. Like, I haven't really thought about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go away after Christmas, so I get that downtime and I can work out what I want for next year.
No, we're hiking every day. There's no downtime.
There's downtime when you're hiking. Plenty of time to
Yeah,
think.
definitely. Like, you'll be hiking ahead probably 20 metres because that sounds like you.
Yeah.
So you'll have-
I have to run to keep up with you.
Could have guessed.
No, I need to think about it and work it all out.
Awesome.
Write some stuff down and go back and see later on.
Yeah.
What's yourself, Wallace?
Which is fun.
Mine's a little bit. I'm not sure because part of me wants to go, hey, I want to have all these crazy achievements, and part of me just wants to enjoy the process. So if I trust,
or lost us.
well, that thing.
That's also on the menu.
Yeah, I don't get it. No one. Can you say? You need to write the how to say it. What's that called?
Por qué no is how you say it.
Por qué no?
Yeah. Why not? Which is why not?
Why not?
Por qué no?
I don't have a good answer. I don't have an insightful answer. I want to look back like I have this year and be able to look back in 12 months and say I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of who I helped. I'm proud of what we all achieved together. But for those that listen to any of these podcasts and the ABC goals, my C goal is for me to be able to grab KP and go away for 3 months anywhere in the world and know that Virtus will keep on growing and keep helping the people it helps. So if I'm close to that goal and if I'm able to achieve that goal by the end of the year, then I'm happy and I'm kicking goals. So yeah, that's it.
I think the one thing that you could add onto that is to be at this time next year and for everyone to be able to think and really believe in and really feel, I'm proud of who I am.
Oh, good.
Like, which would be massive because it's a hard thing to say. Like, not many people would sit there and be like, I'm actually really proud of who I am as a person right now and for everything that I've done and for everything that I do consistently every day.
Yep.
To either help myself or help other people.
Can you guys all say that?
Yes, but it's kind of like Kate's. It's like, yes, I am proud, but like, doesn't mean I can't improve.
But that's
It's not
life though,
finished.
right?
Totally. But
Yeah.
like, I'm proud right now of who I am, but like,
Good.
definitely doesn't mean I'm done.
Yeah.
Definitely proud of who you are with what you've been through and what you've done and
Yeah.
I battle with that a lot myself, but that's just me. So.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And like I'm like not blowing smoke up your ass. Like, I'm genuinely proud of the person you are, and I'm proud to call you a friend.
Well, thank you. That means a lot, Lachlan.
Good. So
Kate's crying.
Stay with this game.
I don't. You know I'm proud of you, but I don't have to tell you that. I'm proud of all you guys. But like for you guys listening, I think if you can. One of the things I'll say in my Christmas message to the Vertus family that I recorded yesterday, if you can take a few quiet moments of self-reflection to enjoy what you've achieved in 2017 and what you're going to achieve in 2018, and allow yourself to give yourself a pat on the back, you're doing well. So enjoy Christmas with your friends, with your families. Enjoy the new year. Stay safe and keep
rate and review though.
Yeah,
rate
and review.
Come on, man, it's your job.
It's in the intro,
5 stars
mate.
only. If you've got a 4-star, go away.
It makes more people listen.
It's in the intro. We'll do that in a second. All together.